Welcome back to Urban Sprawl Modded. Today we get to build the bakery. Woohoo! The machine I made to get the bricks has been working overtime and it is a little bit slow, so I did actually go into the ponds and the waterways around the area to find some clay just to speed up that process. But we get to build the bakery. I'm so excited. So I have laid it out and I have built the retaining wall for this particular area, and I've also just fixed up this walkway. This walkway was down a level or two, and the baking part, the area where the bakers go about their business, has got a veranda. So I needed it to be flat and flush with the building. So I've built this little bit up and we'll put some stairs in here, working our way down to the water's edge. So we get to build the bakery. And I just wanted to point out this guard. When I was over here marking it out a couple of days ago, I realised there are no guards. The village is, apart from the iron golems, the village is unprotected, which means they must have been all killed off. So I did a bit of research, and if you have got nitwits or unemployed villagers, you can turn them into guards by crouching and right-clicking them with a sword or a crossbow, and they are turned into a guard. So that's exciting. So his sword is an enchanted sword. It's only got Unbreaking 2. But I created this guard and I want to give him a name. I don't know if he can name guards, but I thought that would be interesting to give this guy a name. He's the first guard that I have recruited myself, and I think he's going to be the first of a long line of guards that I'll be making for the village. We do have a little tacker running around. Oh, he's so cute. And we do have the villager breeder way over past the iron farm, which I can always put the rail tracks down and bring villagers over here and turn them into more guards, because while I'm working, especially in the iron farm down in the basement, if I don't keep an eye on the time, this area is left unprotected. So we do need more guards. The iron golems have just gone crazy. There are a lot of iron golems here, and I think that's because we don't have the guards hanging around. But one thing I have noticed is if you hit an iron golem, we all know they will come after you, but other iron golems close by will also be after you. So I need to be super careful of that. I found that out the hard way. I didn't realise they had that networking, whether that's just in the Create mod or if it's just something that's new to Minecraft. But you hit one, and I always thought it was that iron golem that come after you, but no, you will have all the iron golems close by charging at you, which is really scary. So this is where we're up to. So this is going to be the actual baking part. This is going to be the part where customers come in and buy their goods, and then this is going to be an outdoor alfresco eating section, a bit of a garden. Let's finally build the bakery. Woohoo! is finally finished. Finally finished. This is one of the differences between normal Minecraft and Create Mod. Create Mod takes longer because there's all these cool resources that you can utilize, but you have to build and build and build, and although it was quite enjoyable putting it all together, it did take longer than I anticipated. But the bakery is finished and we've already got some employees, which is awesome. Let's go and have a look. So coming from my direction, my house and the trading hall, we come over here and first thing we see is a big plume of smoke. I'm not sure if that's a bit of an overkill. It does give off an early industrial revolution vibe with all the soot that used to cover cities. But we come up here. There's a little bit of a workstation area here with all the villagers. And that's it there. So we've got the retaining wall. It does sort of blend in with the building. I might need to do something to divide off the two sections a little bit more, but I do like this retaining wall. I've got some acacia wood in there to give it some more texture because the acacia log has got a very grey bark. But we come up here. These will be turned into stairs at some point. And here's the bakery. We've got a lovely big veranda. In here, we have got the actual section where the bakers are hard at work, grinding wheat into flour, cutting up all the different fruits and vegetables, cooking to their heart's delight. And there's a lot of resources in here for them. I do like this room. This beam, this is from the Create mod. It's not called a beam, it's called a girder. An iron girder. There it is. Oh, a metal girder. It doesn't look like a beam, but when you join them together, that's what you get. So a metal girder. And I like that. That brings this room together. It's very, very functional room. It's only a little room, but we've got a lot of stuff stored in here. We've got the big grinding wheels. It's raining. It's always raining. Got the big water wheel on the side here, powering the grindstones. And we do have a little mill here on the side. So I'm guessing this would be really big bulk items, and this is just for a couple of items. So we've got them there. We've got lots of little details in here. So we've got the big smelter, that the chimney's going up through the roof. We've got all the coal stored on either side. We've got a little bit of a workstation here with a chopping board and a stove. Lots of resources and produce stored. This is actually a bag of rice. You just can't see the top of it very well. Lots and lots of produce being stored. I like the colour scheme in here. The canvas mat really gives it a well-used feel. So this room came together very, very nicely. Through here, we come into the actual cafe. Here's the cafe. These are actually little tables and chairs. If you right click on them, you actually sit down. Isn't that cool? And if villagers come in and walk over them, they get put in a sitting position and they can't get up. So keep that in mind. If you've got lots of chairs around in Create Mod, your villagers will be vulnerable. Here's the serving area. We've got another little stove top. There are some There is a cook, but the cows keep trying to come inside. I've put some beds back here. So the workers back here have got an area which they can call their own. So they'll have their workstation and they'll have a bed. So this is going to be very animated. Come through, little guy. He's just popped over the counter. So this is going to be very animated. I want villagers, there he is, to be in a workstation, making it look like they are actually in their place of employment. Unfortunately, having the beds there does put them down a little bit, but that's okay. This guy's a cook. So he is from the Farmer's Delight? There's a mod we put on that gave me 2 more villager trades, and this guy's a cook. So I think he's connected to the frying pan over there, and he sells egg sandwiches, which is so cool. I've taken one and put it up on the sign. So these signs here are going to have different displays of foods, and I'm hoping that that little guy will become a cook as well. I'll have to make some more stove tops and little frying pans for him. And I love the noises, and his apron is just awesome. He's got a tomato on his apron to show that he's different to the other trades. So he's going to be coming very handy, being able to buy food from him. But unfortunately, he doesn't sell a lot. I want to get him to the next level so I can see what other goodies he'll sell. I've made some pies. So we've got a berry pie, we've got an apple pie, and a big cake. So we've got lots of cakes and pastries on display. And this door goes out to a little penned off area for cows, because one of the big ingredients is milk. So I thought I'll put some cows just outside the kitchen, so the baker and all the people who work here can have ready access to milk. That's coming along really nicely. I'm looking forward to getting different foods to put up on the signs. So we've got this area. I do have a glowberry, but it hasn't had any berries grown on it yet. Out this way is the alfresco. So we've got a little area out here with some really lovely foliage that we can sit under. We've got more tables and chairs. There are a couple of tables that don't have chairs yet because I need to go and find wool and then I need to colour it. So it is very multicoloured, but I will be getting some more chairs to put around here. We've got some nice little pots and plants out on display, and it's just a really nice, cool environment to sit on a nice sunny day and have an egg sandwich. When the village is built up a little bit more, this dirt path will be updated. If you've seen my first series of Urban Sprawl, this is something that we do when the village starts getting a few more villagers in it. And currently, there's not that many. It isn't a very big village as far as numbers go. So we will need to build some more houses and get some more beds out and about to build up our numbers a little bit. The bakery is finally finished. Like I said, I do need to do something about dividing off the retaining wall and the building itself. But we've gone for the red brick on the outside of the bakery, and I've thrown in some other block types in there as well. So we've even got some exposed copper, and I've taken down the exposure so it is more of a pink more than green, so it does sit nicely with the red brick. This material here was actually really hard to find. I chose this material because it gives me a feeling of corrugated iron, and that's what I was going for. There it is there. Corner blue brick slab. So if you think of some lovely old buildings, they had blue bricks on the corners of the buildings. That's what this is recreating. But I like it because of the corrugated iron feel with the strong stripe pattern in it. And this material is iron sheet metal. So we use the mechanical press to press some sheets of iron and put them together as a block. We got iron sheet metal. Again, it's got a really nice horizontal line work in it, which again, I'm looking at it as in its boards, wooden boards. The ends don't give off that feel, but the sides do. So I think that goes together with the lines of the blue cornerstone block really nicely. Around in the garden area here, we've gone for some jungle wood because I do like the jungle wood colour. It's got a lovely warm orange tinge to it, which against the red brick on the interior, I think it matches that quite nicely. And it also makes this room feel a bit bigger than what it actually is. So we've got the jungle wood, and then we've got the mangrove roots, which I always like to use as a bit of a fence for a garden. It's got a very natural feel to it. And got a lovely big acacia tree out the front. So there's the bakery. It's finally finished. And I really, really, really do like it. I did actually do some research into Industrial Revolution bakeries and buildings. And I found one from Australia that this is very much based on. So the image that I found had the original building, the original bakery was this section. So it was a lovely old stone building with a corrugated iron roof. This was the original building. I don't know if it had a water wheel in it because I could only see it from one vantage point. But this would have been the original building. And as the years have gone by, they had added a little section next to it, which is where I think you would buy your food and drink. Again, there's just a couple of photos that I've looked at. And then there was a fenced off garden section next to it. So I have based my bakery on the Maldon Bakery in Victoria on the main street. Some of the photos that I have seen are roughly from this vantage point. So you can see the original brick building, and then there's the slightly later addition, and then there's the garden area. So if you live in Maldon or you've been to the Maldon Bakery, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. That's what inspired me. And I'll put a link to the website in the description below so you can have a look, see if I captured the essence of the building in Minecraft. Obviously, if you're building from real buildings in the world in Minecraft, you've got to make some modifications, but I think I've captured it really nicely. But we'll leave it there for the episode as the sun sets. If you think I captured the building really nicely, please give me a thumbs up. If you've got any suggestions about how I could improve it or different materials I can use, please put them in the comments below. If you've enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. If you've just found the channel, please consider subscribing. I have just hit 50 subscribers. Woohoo! I'm really enjoying watching my channel grow. This has been Urban Sprawl. I'm No Spring Chicken, and I will see you next time. Bye.